In the city of holiday, cheerful residents cheerfully waving their hands. Heroes, look in our direction. Hero, look this way. Hooray! Hail to the hero. A stately man in silver armor rides his horse through the streets of the city. Look this way. Hail to the hero. The everlasting words of the empire of the Garda Empire. A brother and sister run down the street of the city. Brother, wait for me. Quickly, the apparatus is about to end. Brother, I'm tired. The sister lags behind her brother. I told you to hurry up. A man in a black cloak is walking in front of the boy. Brother, I just asked you to slow down. Why did you stop? The girl looks at the tall man in the black cloak walking on the side. But the parade is on the other side, said the girl, looking after the man walking away. Don't stare foolishly. The man is a dark mage. A dark mage? The girl asked her older brother. Yes, he is cursed. A man in a black cloak with a sack slung over his shoulder is not paying attention. A beautiful stone castle towers over the city. A beautiful girl with golden hair suddenly turns around while standing in the palace. Her long blonde hair extends to her hips, and the white dress accentuates her slim figure well. And there you are, Minold, said the girl, and looked in the direction of the man in the black cloak who had previously been called a dark mage. Throwing someone's head in his helmet, the dark mage said, now the last threat of Isgard is eliminated. The blonde-haired girl said, a little embarrassed, I want to thank you on behalf of the entire empire. The man in the cloak interrupts her, simply enough, keep your promise. Right now. The girl, a little embarrassed, continued, I remember my promise. Don't worry, Minold. Although maybe I should call you Kim Minjung now. The tall man in the cape finally took off his hood. He had big dark eyes and beautiful dark hair of medium length. They are standing in the middle of a huge hall where there is also a sculpture of a woman with long hair with a sword and a blindfold. The girl says, I repeat, I made you a dark mage not because I don't like you. To which the man mocks, but I don't like you, so I would have killed you. The fact that you've worked for the good of the empire in total obscurity deserves my eternal gratitude. Though you can be blunt. Who stands on one knee opposite the girl, to change forever the opinion of dark mages among the citizens of Isgard. Let me ask you one last time. Are you sure you want to go back to your home world? Yes, please send me home right now. You don't need me anymore anyway. The beautiful girl exhaled disappointedly and said, if you had just stayed just in case, I would have rewarded you for all the troubles that befell you because of all the neglect you experienced. Kim smiled. Finish the play. The girl is a little perplexed. What do you mean? I'm actually speaking sincerely. Well, what are you going to give me? I'm sorry, what? You brought me into this world, I worked for you like a slave, and then what? You want me to stay and keep wiping your ass until the end of time. What do I get in return? Kim stood up. If you stay, I'll give you whatever your heart desires. Without you, the empire is just. Get me some Korean-style grilled chicken. What? The girl asked back. And pork stew and spicy soy sauce. You know what? The food here is disgusting. All this time you've been feeding me some high-calorie cookies. It's not food, it's fodder. Why would I stay in a world where they can't even feed me? We'll work on that. The girl's a little shocked. Okay, forget it. This is what I really want. A computer with a huge monitor and the latest hardware so it works like a monster. I also want the fastest Wi-Fi. I want so badly to collect rewards in my favorite game, Strongest Dungeon Fighters. I need to get into this game right away. I'm just going crazy already. Enough, ask me for something in this world. With annoyance the girl continued, okay, I get it. Let's start the ritual of movement. The two of them walked towards the gate. Hey, so many memories associated with this hall. Even though I never want to see it again. Stand in the center of the summoning seal. That's where you appeared. Kim stood in the middle of the magic circle. The floor lit up. First I will release you from the patronage of sanctity. Kim removes his glove. He looks at his hand. The patronage of sanctity. Contrary to the name, this shit wasn't guarding, but rather serving as a chain, keeping me from nailing this woman. At last she would take it off me. I waited. The girl brings her hands to Kim's hand. A symbol lights up on his hand. I really don't understand you. The incredible power you have gained in this world and the wealth and glory that await you. Are you really willing to give it all up? Mind your own business. You, on the other hand, aren't you afraid at all? Once the mark is removed, I can kill you. In that case, I humbly accept my fate. After all, I'm the one who started it. It's done. Now you can kill me if you feel like it. And if you don't, let's start the ritual. Kim looks at his hand. Now I'm going to strip you of the powers you got when you got into the Agard. Kim smiled. It's dangerous for you to enter the portal with those powers. Suddenly, lightning flies into her neck and she screams, caught her in a collar of energy. The girl's face twisted. What is the meaning of all this? Do you have any idea how much power I've poured into developing this power? I'm not just going to give it away. I won't let you take them. He lets the girl go and she falls on her ass. I get his point. However, being a dark mage, there's no way he can open a portal. The girl's face contorted in surprise when she saw how he opened the portal. But how? How did he manage to open the passage with dark magic? Stop. You can't be so careless with interdimensional magic. I know, that's why I've rehearsed this moment 1,000 times. I'm at the peak of my powers now. After all, you guys are weird. Why divide magic into dark and light? It's all the same thing. Oh, yeah, I got one last thing for you. Kim pulls something out of his pocket. He shows her the middle finger. That was awesome, nice to meet you, bitch. Let's never see each other again. And if we do, you're dead. Kim walks into the portal. Goodbye. Stop. Kim finally stepped into the portal and everything lit up. A beam of light rose into the sky. The girl slammed her fist on the marble floor. Do you think I was doing it for laughs or because I liked it? Sick bastard. A purple light flashed in the windows of one of the apartment buildings. Kim appeared in the apartment. He was breathing heavily, sitting on all fours. Phew, her words made me afraid I wouldn't be able to move. Thank God it was all bullshit. Ugh. Pass. Ugh. Kim got to his feet and looked around his room. His attention was drawn to the smartphone on the charger. Hey, I missed that feeling so much. He grabbed his phone and logged onto the mobile game right away. Hee, my phone. Ha ha ha. I'm finally back. I made it out of that road after all. Kakim laughed out loud looking at his phone. His face twisted slightly when he saw the message connection broken. No internet connection. Check your internet connection and try logging in again. Meanwhile, a man in military suits with a gun slowly walked along the house. The target is headed that way, right? Yes, we were directed to that area. Corporal Choi and Ho, what's the deal there anyway? Why did they take us out? Shit, how would I even know? Go ask the officer if you're so interested. They kept running out from around the corner with a rifle. The military officer took aim but got a little confused. Kim walks through the city looking at his phone. So it's been 2 years since I was drafted. Man, just thinking about it pisses me off. It's a good thing the phone works at least. But I still have no one to call. What's wrong with the internet? I can't even go anywhere. Why is there no Wi-Fi anywhere? And all the stores are closed in broad daylight. The military is looking at Kim walking. Hey, what's going on? Looks like a civilian. What a waste of time. I've been in the middle of nowhere. It's a good thing it's been all year. Could have been worse. I thought civilians weren't allowed in this area. What the fuck? Security. Military's calling for Kim. Hey, man, come here. Kim gets off his phone and looks in the direction of the military. What's the military doing here? They're probably having a drill. They're supposed to be just stomping around the neighborhood. Sorry, I was just passing by. Boy, run. I don't know what's going on, but a huge wolf-like dog jumped him from behind. What? Kim's looking at the dog flying at him. That piece of meat wasn't even worth one punch. Kim was about to eliminate it, but suddenly noticed. My demonic energy, completely gone. Nevertheless, he grabs the dog by the head and drives it into the ground. Kim didn't even blink. The military is stunned. Stupid, you piece of shit. You think I'm a pathetic loser to throw myself at just because I have no demonic energy left. Even if I did get a little weaker, I'm still no match for a sucker monster like you. Kim remembers a time in another world when he used to haul huge rocks under the weight of a pumped-up man. It reminded me of endurance training in the Igard. Looking at the dog's face bleeding, Kim thought, what is he even doing in this world? Kim turned to the military and said, I'm sorry. Before he could finish, the soldiers shouted, stay back. I don't know why you went so far, kid. You could go to jail for that. It's lucky the commander let us let you go so as not to aggravate the situation. By the way, you really don't know what's going on. Kim was asked by the military driver. Well, yes, I've just been living abroad for a long time. I just got here. Or rather, in a different world, Kim thought in his mind. Korea is not the same anymore. What happened in those 2 years? When I was about 7, dungeons started popping up all over the world. Monsters appeared in our reality. I even remember the soldiers killing them back then. Along with dungeons and monsters, so-called awakened people began to appear. They were far more powerful than normal people. The Awakened created a squad of hunters whose task was to destroy the monsters that escaped from the dungeon. So before the creature summoned me, Kim remembered the blonde girl's face. There was no problem with monsters in Korea. The Strongest Fighters mobile game server never opened. Did I come back for nothing? But open up. I want to play fighters so bad, so bad. Damn, stupid connection. Come on, load up quick. Looking at Kim the military and thinking, the whole world is in the same position, and he says he doesn't know anything. It's kind of suspicious. Although, I think it's better to mind your own business. I'm sure he had his reasons. Hey, were people able to evacuate painlessly? Especially game developers, do you think it's possible to get a job now? Especially at a game company? Kim asked all this with the most serious face possible. And what about buildings? Did anything collapse? Especially the server rooms. And what happened anyway? What's the mess? I'll tell you everything I know. Maybe you can't tell from me, but I got top marks in dungeon theory and monstrology at university. Do they teach at the university? These days, it's harder to find a university that doesn't teach this kind of thing. the reason the situation goes away so much. A strange phenomenon that emerged in the dungeons about 2 years ago. One day the dungeons just started happening more often and getting bigger, and, worst of all, the number of giant monsters also increased significantly. This made it harder for the military to control the situation, and eventually we even had to cut off some of the most turbulent residential areas since then. The army is constantly trying to push back the monsters, there simply isn't enough on people. Kim is a little shocked. So in Cheesy Company's bottom line is what? I just want to play the strongest fighters of the dungeon. How old are you, kid? Me. Like, 21. So you're about to serve your time. 5 years of life down the drain. I'm sorry. How long? 5 years, that's how long an awakened person serves. Regular people only serve 3 years. Not just awakened people. If you're 21, you should have been drafted by now. 5 years. Coming back I was going to do nothing for a while and just play fighters and rest. And now I get drafted for 5 years. I can't even log on to the server. Addressed to the nation. Kim looked at his phone. What the hell? A message about the beginning of military service. Unit X. What? Is this, like, tomorrow or something? They're really texting summonses now. Bad timing. Yeah, it's serious. Yeah, it's all true. Wait. It's for real, shouted Kim. They don't even do physicals anymore, they just send messages and that's it. How can you even announce a draft the day before? I told you, there aren't enough people. That's why they do physicals on the spot now. And as for the date, I think you just missed the previous reminders. Why don't you go to the computer club near the evacuation point and check it out? After my parents went missing, no all day at home playing games. When I was drafted into the Izzard, I was a 12th grader without a single friend. My lost paradise. I love computer clubs. This game is still as divine as ever. It's been a long time since I went on a boss raid. Kim is very happy to be sitting down after all this time playing the computer. I would like to personally thank the owner of this place for not shutting down this computer club even after such hard times. Wow, new items. Bring me a hot dog, please. The waitress thought he was eating too much. Looking at the monitor, Kim thought it was all real. After quenching my need to play games, I checked the news on the internet sources. The main news is that this year's monster damage is 48% higher than last year's. The Hunter Squad puts the safety of the population first. Increase in monster attacks. Authorities are looking for a solution. Citizens are being evacuated after a new dungeon unexpectedly appears. Are we going to die like this? Yesterday a dungeon appeared in my neighborhood. Recruit more people as hunters. Kim reads the news headlines. That soldier's words turned out to be pure truth, including the fact that I had been warned in advance about the draft. And, apparently, my first day of duty is really tomorrow. If I had dark magic on me, I could have cleared all the dungeons on my own. For some reason, however, my body was completely stripped of the demonic energy that was the source of my magic. Not that I'm completely defenseless. I might still be able to clear all the dungeons on my own. Exactly. That's exactly what I have to do. With a shout, Kim surprised all the other visitors to the computer club. Perfect. Here, you wait at my place. I'll solve all the problems myself. The next day, walks down the street toward the checkpoint. He's eating pieces of meat and vegetables on a long toothpick. There's a lot of people here. He's watching parents and lovers walk their husbands off to the army. Everyone's so depressed. Attention, please. New recruits to the auditorium. Well, they say the army's not what it used to be. Is it going to be tougher than it was in Asgard? Wait for me, exclusive weapon. Next, the action unfolds inside the building. Stand up straight, you bastards. You didn't come here for a picnic. Hey, you lazy bums. Stop crawling like snails. Head straight. Look straight ahead, not sideways. A group of young men in the presence of the military stand in the hall for a ceremony. 1 inch forward. Push the man standing in front of you with such force as if your life depended on it. Forward. Why don't you repeat what you're told, you bastards? Is that the best you can do? Kim remembered his instructor in the E-Guard. Shit, I forgot to kill the retard before I went back. The local instructors are nice guys. Attention, the soldier in the beret begins his speech. Before I begin my speech, please raise your hands if you wish to join the hunting party. As you already know, the attitude to the hunters is completely different than to the representatives of other units. The salaries there start at 3 million. None of the people present raised their hand. It's just a formality, let's move on. And now, before he could continue, the military man was interrupted by another military man. Look over there, please. Where? Hey, you, come forward. It was Kim who raised his hand. Kim jumped up high and jumped onto the performance platform. Everyone was stunned, including the military. Recruit Kim Min-jun. I would like to be part of the hunting squad. Northern region from Garda, Forgotten Canyon. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, dark mages have nothing but problems. Worst choice of occupation. You know, even though our skills are wild, without demonic energy, it's useless. And it doesn't regenerate like mana, like regular mages, no. You have to store it by killing demon monsters. Earning energy isn't very profitable, you know. And it's almost impossible for a dark mage to join a normal squad with a reputation like that. You have to go out into the dungeons, and now, by the way, you have to do it alone. And if you run out of demonic energy inside, you're dead. So I got a question for you. How does a dark mage store demonic energy more or less efficiently? Kim asks, sitting by the fire. He thinks about it. There are piles of giant spider corpses lying around. No one answers. Maybe it's because they're all dead. Suddenly he hears a sound. He looks away. In that case, why is even the boss silent? The Forgotten Canyon, the Arachnid's Nest, the hidden dungeon boss appears. Why just come out now? It almost died of boredom. The huge spider let out a deafening scream. That's your answer. Ugh, your breath stinks. Kim stabs the shelf right in the face. Wrong. The correct answer is to pump physical strength. Ninold, aka Kim Minjung, is a dark mage at the peak of his powers. 645 days to return to Earth. That was a flashback, and now it's real time. You say your name is Kim Minjun. Asked the military man and placed a mug of drink next to Kim. Yes, wait here, one of the hunters will be here soon. Wow, the battalion commander made me coffee. Thank you. Tell me why you're so eager to join the hunting party. Things are bad in Korea these days, so many are transferring to other units. Even the awakened ones. Yes, I just have such a thing about dungeons. They look at each other in silence, and then the deafening laughter of both of them breaks out. Ha ha ha, you're funny. Really. Ah ha ha. And I like you. Funny kid. I won't even make you pay for a broken floor. Ha ha ha. Stop laughing, man. I'm serious. All Korean dungeons are guarded by an army. Of course, this whole task falls on the hunters. Each of them has exceptional skills in addition. In a squad of hunters, you can quickly rise up if you prove your strength. There's no limit to your career advancement. If I make the hunter squad, they should let me into the dungeon. I'll deal with most of the monsters on my own, and hopefully there will be at least a couple of demonic ones among them. And then, given the possibility of a quick career advancement, I won't be able to fully recover my powers. In 5 years I'll get 10 stars and clear every single Korean dungeon. Then the creators of the fighters can finally finish developing their project in peace, and I'll become rich and successful. A perfect plan. Hello, Sergeant Lee Soon-ho of the hunting party is here. Here comes the newcomer I promised you. The battalion commander is referring to the sergeant as you. Do you even have the abilities of a hunter? If you're really awakened, you should be able to open a status window. Dictate your stats to me. What the hell is that man talking about? Are all hunters like that? Alright, that's how the army works. You're told to do it. Then you do it. You got to obey. Kim waved his fingers in the air and a dialogue box appeared. By the way, there were status windows too. True, because there's nothing there but stat points and skill descriptions. I wonder what it's like in my world. The status window. What's in there? It's giving me an error. What? Are you kidding me? Somewhere in Jingaidu, the Hunter Squad's training center. Battalion commander's office. It's been a while. The last time we crossed paths was in Wonchon 10 years ago. I didn't think I'd run into you here. Why don't you sit down? There's a girl in black with blue hair and eyes in front of the military. She's a hunter, Songyeon Seo. I'm not a hunter yet. I'm just one of the new recruits like everyone else here. I don't want to jump to conclusions, but if it's only because of my father, I'll tell you right away that I don't want to be treated any differently during my training period. Haha, you got it all wrong. I called you here for a very different reason. Of course you won't get special treatment. After all, the hunter squad isn't some weird office. Didn't your father tell you? So why did you have to? As a commander, I couldn't help but take an interest in finding out we had such an interesting recruit. Very soon you won't have time to talk, so I wanted to tell you something in advance. I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision. Starts at the bottom, just like the other recruits. Sun blushed a little bit. We need people like you. Thank you as a military man and a citizen of Korea. Thank you for such kind words. Man, this is kind of embarrassing. By the way, I got such a funny report recently. You're going to have one interesting comrade. Would you like to check him out together? Kim looks at the huge building in shock. Holy shit, how much taxpayer money did they spend on this? This is serious. I think the computer club will be here. Don't look at the local vistas, rookie. Relax early, you haven't been accepted yet. You're a special case, so I'm going to test you personally. If it weren't for the decision of your superiors, I wouldn't have bothered with you and sent you straight to Yancheng. Keep in mind that as soon as the test reveals that you lied to us, you'll be court-martialed. He's so nasty. Yeah, sure. So what's the test? The soldier in the black uniform tapped the huge red crystal behind him with 2 fingers. If you move that block even an inch, you'll have 10 minutes. If you have even a shred of hunter's talent, prove it. This mineral is called It appears in dungeons. This material is not only unusually heavy, but it's also extremely hard. It won't even shake at the hands of an ordinary recruit. Is that it? Kim smiled. Some simple test. Kim approaches the red stone. It's impossible to look through another man's status window, and there are plenty of assholes among the military who use power right and left. He hops onto the 5-meter platform, but he doesn't want to show the status window. Clearly he's lying. The commander and the girl with the blue hair go up to the balcony to look at the recruit. He demonstrated outstanding ability during the recruiters' gathering, but the young man claims that his status window is giving out an error. I have never encountered a case like this in all my time as a commander. I have high expectations. I hope he lives up to them. Kim touched a red stone. These stones were scattered all over the dungeons from the Garda, and they are absurdly heavy. But I swung my fist with the ease of Kim. Who knows if he has demonic energy in him? He unleashes a full blow on the red stone. The red stone cracks and shatters in different directions. It would be a pity if there wasn't demonic energy in those stones. The commander and the girl with the blue hair are shocked. The scarlet stone has been destroyed. This is some kind of madness. There was nothing inside. It doesn't feel right. Even before I joined the hunter squad, I knew training wouldn't be easy. They send the recruits straight into battle when they leave training, so they put in a full month of training to prepare them for the challenge that lay ahead. On the very first day we were given weighted shoes, and they made us run up the infamous 6,000 stairs. And, as if that were not enough, the instructor timed the distance, which was slightly unnerving. The guy in the red cap and black t-shirt is Hunter Training Center Instructor Sergeant Lee Soon-ho, also known as the Devil's Instructor. This was to be expected. It was the only way to improve physical performance in the shortest possible time. I thought that's how it was supposed to be when you're a rookie in a hunter squad. Maybe I was wrong, because this guy broke all the rules. Kim is running like hell in spite of the weights. I wonder if it's us. The body feels as light as a feather. If I had demonic energy, I'd be flying. This hellhound training has been quite enjoyable, and compared to the Iga rags, the uniform seemed to suit me. And yes, the canteen center gets, and what's more, after all the items on the schedule comes rest. I found out that there really is a computer club here, and it's no worse than the ones in the peace zones. I guess the bosses don't care what you do in your spare time, as long as you don't leave the compound. I figured I could escape with whatever crumbs of demonic energy I could get if I didn't like the conditions. But in the end, they helped me keep in shape, feed me good food, pay me well, and give me free time to play. Kim smiles. The hunting troop is just better. Ha ha ha. He ran even faster. How is that even possible? And what was he muttering before he tore off? How should I know? Stop talking to me. The instructor was surprised to see Kim run the whole distance. Huh? Am I at the finish line already? Kim Min-jun. What's wrong with this guy? It takes the average rookie about an hour and a half, and he's already there. There's a nice view from here. I thought you said you'd give his discharge for the day to whoever could run the distances faster than half an hour. I wonder how long I could do it in. What would I do with my day off? I'm not sure what to do with my day off. The one who really got this piece of paper. Good stats and physical strength aren't enough. The most important thing is the ability to stand up to the monsters. I'll be watching you, Kim Min-jun. A bunch of guys lying tiredly in the barracks. Will it be like this every day? My stats have improved. My stamina has gone up by 1. Wow, congratulations. How much did you have before that? I'm going to check my stats now too. Status window. Did I mishear you? Is he happy that his stats are up by 1 point? During my fence training, his stats went up 10 points a day. What? You want to improve your stats? Get up, weakling. Kim nervously recalls his instructor in another world. You did get a day's dismissal, didn't you? When do you plan to use it? I don't know yet. I envy you. I overheard the instructors talking. They said no one's ever managed to get a day pass from Sergeant Lee. You must exercise regularly. That was awesome. Are they really trying to talk to me? While I was a dark mage, the townsfolk would even look me in the eye for fear of getting led on. Cool, socializing. I like it. The computer club is open. Do you want to go? Nah, I don't have the energy for anything anymore. Computer club is open. And you're just telling me this now? Kim jumped out of his seat and ran. Now he's happily sitting at the computer. It's 9 o'clock. I have to leave him at least 2 hours. Even an hour in the garden wasn't a luxury I can afford. 2 hours is practically hibernation. I'm going to quench my thirst for games every day. The other guys are looking at Kim. He's playing the strongest dungeon fighters. Is anyone else playing it? Keep up the pace. Keep up the pace. New recruits who haven't run 40 kilometers in 2 hours won't get breakfast. Do you understand me? Yes, sir. Kim's drinking from a flask. I maxed out 10 characters yesterday. Wow, Min-jun, you didn't even break a sweat. We just went for a leisurely run. You've been playing all night for 4 weeks. How is that possible? Don't you have to sleep, you monster? Monster. Oh, I brought water for my darlings. I guess you don't need it. That's what they mean. It's just that your stamina is incredible, that's all, dear comrade. I beg you, share this elixir of life with us. Kim pours them water from the flask as if they were chicks. You are just like chickens. Suddenly the instructor comes up. Attention, the lieutenant is disappointed in you. It's the last week of training, only half of the recruits have passed the standards. You're the best group of all. The lieutenant is extremely unhappy. Why is he talking about himself in the third person? With results like that, you'll be out in the field the first week. You think this is a joke? With that kind of attitude, you don't sit through the last stages of the exercise, preparation for work in the dungeon. Let's pause for a second. What is dungeon prep? Most dungeons disappear after you kill all the monsters that inhabit them. However, sometimes they remain in place even after a complete sweep. In that case, it becomes a fickle dungeon, and then the structure of that dungeon changes regularly. Such dungeons are great for training in the field, because you can experience all possible situations from a hunter's practice in them. And training in such variable dungeons is called dungeon training. Only unprepared for dungeon work. Do we really have to go there? We're screwed. We're nervous. Great, a little seriousness will do me good. New recruits have to be treated like horses in a race. Sometimes you need a stick to drive them forward. Sometimes you need a gingerbread man. Don't panic. It won't do any good. The brother with the best score in the dungeon gets 3 days and 2 nights off. Come on, rejoice. Didn't you hear? Rest for 3 days and 2 nights. Don't you want to rest? Why do not you rejoice? What is it with them? Why they do not react in words? Come on, to see your friends. For a drink and a beer. Why is there only one recruit expressing any enthusiasm? What? This is the dungeon. It's dungeon training day. What do we have to do down there? Get through a couple of days, I guess. What's this truck doing here? 2 guys almost got hit by a military vehicle. You can see cages and someone's eyes in the truck. They were wild dogs, hounds, monsters. One of the guys fell off his feet. That's the first time I've ever seen them so close. What's there to be afraid of? They're no more dangerous than a chihuahua. You new recruits, why are you scared? You're the ones who have to deal with these monsters. You want to pit us against them. Deal with 4 of them. Each group will have to defeat at least 1 hound and return from the dungeon within an hour. And the third, fear and build up morale, new recruits. Is everyone understood? Yes, sir. Then let's go. Come up one at a time. The MYD-2 Hunter Squad's special protective suit. Designed to protect the hull in extreme conditions. Extremely heavy and simple in construction. Don't they have anything better? My legs are shaking in this thing. No mobility or comfort, only protection. And it costs 50 million won. Such an expensive outfit, they have to make the most of it. I can smell the sweat and fear of the previous owner. This thing has a nasty aura. I don't like it. Lieutenant, I have a question. After we get the hounds, can we take off the armor right away? Hey, lost your fear, rookie. Oh, it's you. Top recruit Kim Min-jun. Suit yourself. Remind me that this is team training. You can't do everything for your teammates. Let's see how a recruit can work as a team. Team training. And how do we kill a hound with this? We have to come up with a plan. That's easy. We need to tell them how to kill a hound properly, and it's done. Hey, listen up, guys. Let me tell you what plan I've come up with. You came up with a plan. When they jump, don't panic, just grab their paws and break their spine. That's usually enough to kill a hound, but if it's still alive, just spread their 2 parts apart and break in half. Just like kimchi, okay? What? The commander yells release. The guy in the cap opens the cage with the hounds. The hounds bark quickly ran out of the cage and into the dungeon. They ran right into the dungeon without even paying attention to us. They had been in some kind of cage all day, then suddenly their house appeared in front of them. Why would they run anywhere else? Oh, that makes sense. Well, yeah, that. How do you know so well the psychology of monsters? Kim thought back to his old days in Isgard. Because I used to be one. Stop laughing at practice. You want to die. No way. Great. The lieutenant has made a decision. Your team will go first. We go first. Let's go. The lieutenant waved his baton and the boys ran. Well, maybe that's a good thing. The sooner I can get this stinking heavy suit off, the better. Are you serious? Instructor, training starting. Stay alert. Control the situation in case the recruits are in danger and need help. Copy that, Lieutenant. Instructors in red caps are watching the group from afar. Corporal Kim Ho-jun, the recruits have entered. The first group is inside, the rest are outside. What else? That bastard is with them. Kim Min-jun. Kim Jun, the subject is under special surveillance in the dungeon. This is the strongest recruit. His progress during 4 weeks of training is amazing. He'll probably be top-notch in the dungeon. Behind Kim, there are dogs running in the shadows. Are they going to attack yet? So impatient. I could finish things quickly by killing all the hounds myself, but then my teammates wouldn't get any combat experience. How thoughtful of me. There they are. Who are they? Who do you think they are? A peck? The hound dogs are coming at the boys. They're already here. Don't be afraid. Those protective suits are really strong. All right, I'll take command. Who's first? The dog ran up to him. Here you go. Kim hit the dog with all his might. It's Deb. Meanwhile, another dog attacked his coworker by biting him in the arm. Somebody help. Kakim went over and kicked the dog. It flew away. She's Deb. If they come at you, don't stand there, you see. They'll think you're easy prey if you panic. Yes, sir. What am I to you, Sam? We're comrades. I'm sorry. If this was a real dungeon raid, 2 people would be dead by now. We're outnumbered, and we need to use that advantage to nail the hound to the wall. That's right, you're going at them, they're already scared. Keep it up, soon they'll lose their beards. The instructors are a little amazed. Surely he's a regular recruit. So you're talking about Kim Minjung. Normally during first dungeon practice, the recruits lose their heads in fear and can't do anything. However, thanks to Kim's instruction, this group was able to cope with the scare. Do you think it's possible that some sergeant could be reborn into the body of a recruit? Have you been rereading the novels? He didn't just deal with all the hounds on his own, he helped his comrades operate sooner and organize teamwork. Kim gets top marks for dungeon preparation. The rest of the recruits get an average was. Good job, you can go out. What? And there were instructors the whole time. When are you gonna tell us our scores? I pay the discharge, right? We'll tell you when we see fit. What? Were you worried about the rookies? I know you guys are the good guys on the inside. Good guys. Something happened up ahead. Corporal Kim Ho-jun, that's it. Hurry up to the exit. Hurry up. What's going on? Is there an earthquake or something? No, it's not an earthquake. We're coming out in a volatile dungeon. And it's rebuilding right now. And then what happens? Wait a minute, what? The entrance closes on its own. What the hell? Shit. It looks like there's no way out. It's no good. Corporal Kim, the radio stopped working. And the dungeon is changing too fast. It takes another month for the next transformation. So which one? We need to evacuate the new recruits to the safe house first. As you can see, an unforeseen situation has occurred. But there's no reason to worry. Let's wait here for an hour, as the instructions say. Maybe the entrance will reappear. Really, we only have to spend an hour here to get out. Thank God, I was afraid we were stuck here. I was so scared. Yeah, I'm sure the other side is working on a solution, too. The lieutenant is taking all the necessary steps. We just have to wait quietly. Backup will be here soon. He really thinks so. The reason this particular dungeon was chosen for the cadets' training was because they were 100% sure of its predictability. The fact that the entrance to the friend was closed came as a surprise to everyone. Corporal Kim Ho-jun. Yeah, well, the instructors seem to be smelling trouble too. Wait, let's get out of the way first. They don't show it, but most likely the instructors are also confused and don't know what to do. If the dungeon has been transformed closed, it won't be easy to get out. There was something similar in Isgard as well. Nothing truly catastrophic happened, however, because here I am. Yeah, that's the worst case scenario. I think you've figured out by now that it's a closed dungeon. If so, then, realistically, is it real? I didn't realize anything. You didn't know until I told you, you dumbass. The entrance to a dungeon can disappear in 2 cases. The first is when the dungeon disappears. The entrance disappears after a complete sweep. And the second is when the dungeon has a closed type. In this case, the exit disappears after entering it. It turns out that the dungeon transformed closed and the exit disappeared. The only way to get out of a closed dungeon is to kill all monsters in it. It turns out we can't get any help from the outside either. We have 4 cadets with no combat experience, and 2 instructors. With this team we will have to pass the dungeon. When they realized the seriousness of the situation, they became visibly tense. We don't know what monsters have appeared here yet. If we are unlucky with the enemies it could end badly. But there's nothing we can do. We have to move while we still have the strength to fight. It would be a lot easier if we instructors had the proper equipment. Otherwise we might even die at the hands of common goblins. With my bare hands, I'd have to spend at least 10 minutes on one. A realistic plan with which we really have a chance of success. It's to use the recruits' protective suits to the fullest. These are idiot-heavy suits. We need to put the cadets up front to take the hit, while we, the instructor, will kill the monsters that are distracted by the recruits. Those bastards trust us. So far, they've done everything we've told them, performed absurdly difficult tasks. My dignity can't survive that. Man, that's the crap in the last week of the drill. Someone noticed something. Is there a problem, Cadet Kim? There was a big roar. One of the instructors grabbed his throat and collapsed with foaming at the mouth. Another instructor ran up to him. Corporal Kim Ho-jun. Hey, where are you going? There's no point in running. We can't help him anyway. The other instructor also fell down clutching his throat. We can't help him anyway. Instructors, what's wrong with you? Everybody stay where you are. If you go near them, you'll suffer the same fate. It's nothing serious, just a fainting spell. I'm not surprised. That's a familiar smell. Kim grabbed the instructors and threw them toward his fellow officers. Don't follow me, just stand by the entrance. Hey, what are you doing? Where are you going? Wait, that's dangerous. Even the instructors couldn't take it. Are you crazy? Come back, Kim Min-jun. Kim ran. I'm so glad. It's good to have it on the ground, too. Demonic energy. It made the instructors feel bad. I'm not surprised they feel bad even though they're awakened. Before going into a dungeon with traces of demonic energy, guardians were given special protection. For ordinary humans, its effects could be fatal. However, for dark mages, demonic energy is like a phone charger. There it is, the source of demonic energy. Well, it goes to the purple crystals. Silence. No monsters anywhere to be seen. Except for him. Kim looked up. You thought you'd go unnoticed, didn't you? There was a four-eyed monster lurking above. I wouldn't dream of meeting you. A dark hound. A dark hound, let the name not deceive you, is not the same as a regular hound. Dark hounds are much stronger and more dangerous. I first encountered this creature about a year after I was drafted into Isgard. I almost died then, because I hadn't read about this species in any book before, and of course I tried to attack it. Anyway, it's nice to see a familiar face again. The dark hound jumped on Kim. Thank you for the treat. Kim punched it with his fist and it flew away. I love demon energy. The smell of blood still creeps me out. When she dies, a lot of demonic energy spills out of her, which is why they're so hard to beat. This monster's blood, when it comes into contact with it, makes ordinary people's skin rot. Naturally, this doesn't apply to dark mages. How nice to soak up demonic energy for the first time in such a long time. Still, what's a dark hound doing in this world? I thought only Isgard had them. Good thing there are monsters on Earth that contain demonic energy, too. But judging by the instructor's reactions, you don't see those around here very often. There was also no mention of demonic energy in the lectures during my studies. The possibility that the Dark Hound had made an interdimensional journey was zero. Only a very strong and dark mage like me, or a priest using divine powers, could do that. Generally speaking, creating portals is not available to everyone. What if this is the first appearance of a Dark Hound in Korea? I'm winding myself up. It's probably not a big deal. Now, where's her corpse? I need it for the report. Oh, there it is. Meanwhile, Kim's fellow officers are trying to wake up the instructors. Instructor, get up. I think he opened his eyes. Did he? Are you sure? Get up, soldier. Are you okay, instructor? The instructor stood up and shouted. What? Are you all okay? Shit, what happened anyway? Any wounded? We're fine, really. Kim went off to explore the dungeon alone. Here's what happened. A coworker briefly explained the situation to the instructors. Did that jerk really do that? Yeah, that's what happened. The instructor shakes the bald guy in the suit. So how did he even think to separate from the group in such a dangerous situation? That alone deserved to get Kim kicked out of the training center. But am I allowed to say that now? I was supposed to protect the recruits, I fainted myself. Now, I have no time for such thoughts, I must follow Kim's trail. From the depths of the cave to them came Kim with a dark hound on his shoulders. Hi, how are you guys doing without me? The instructors were shocked. Is that a hound? Exactly. Although no, the hound looks different. Look at that son of a bitch. Threw the dark hound to the instructors. So he's the one who made us pass out. Looks like it. So Kim took down such a huge monster himself. But how? Before that, there were little babies, not like this huge thing. I don't even want to think about it. A portal opened. The instructor walked up to Kim. Kim Min-jun, did you really handle this hound on your own? Kim nodded. I see. Take the recruits out. I'll catch up with them soon. He said this to the other instructor. Yes, sir. Cadet Kim, on your way out of the dungeon, report everything that happened to the lieutenant personally. Don't leave out any details, including our incompetence. After all, we're out, leaving you rookies on your own. The instructor took off his cap and grimacedly rubbed his face. That's my excuse. We deserve to be court-martialed. It only ended well because of you. I appreciate that. Oh, you're embarrassing me. A real man should be able to admit his mistakes. Well, it's time for us to get back. Hell, I don't even know how to tell my superiors I made a mistake. I'm not going to sleep tonight. The last week of training has been an eventful one, but we really should be going. Suddenly a dialogue box appeared in front of the Kim. The window said error corrected. Corrected error. What the hell? What kind of error? It's a stupid system. This world is just as dumb a piece of shit as that. Suddenly a dialogue box showed his characteristics. Kim Min-jun, founder of Lumi's sister, is the best personality. Power 60, dexterity 60, endurance 60, demonic energy 10, skills, spell. Weird, is that it? Hey, what's sis Lumi is the best character doing in my status window? This cult is dedicated to a character from the strongest dungeon fighters game. Having achieved my best results in dark magic while in Isgard, I created this cult as a joke to blow away fanatics who followed me around. I ended up with more fanatics after that. I seem to have weakened considerably. After discovering that all my demonic energy was gone upon my return to Earth, I decided that other unpleasant surprises were to come. It was too much. Out of the countless skills I had managed to master, I had only one skill left. And that's the spoilage skill. There's already a weak one there. I think the effect of spoiling is a stomach ache. Man, it was different in the novels. That's not how I'm going to achieve my goals. But in Isgard, I was able to pump everything to the max. I think I can do it here, too. Now I have a clear goal. It's a doable task. Any better than the days in Isgard when I had nothing else to do but endure. Wait for it, developers. There was sheer chaos in the training center that day. The fact that the dungeon closed during the drill and the lieutenant was unable to give clear orders, and that the recruit eliminated several monsters with his own hands without assistance while the instructors were right there. Due to a series of unforeseen events, the recruits, who should have been assigned their first ranks and let go in peace before leaving, now had to. The guys were sitting on their bunks in the room. We damned point for all this, exactly in the last week of training. At least they let us watch TV. Nothing to do anyway. And is it true that Kim finished off the hound himself? Yeah, and a huge one. I thought it wasn't a hound at first. Really? Do you think he can make sergeant in 2 years? Well, they have tough exams. Most of them don't make it past corporal by the end of the 5-year plan. And some still remain privates. It's depressing. Good day to you. Private Kim Min-young is here. Hello, come over here. You can go. Yes, sir. The guy standing on his head with his hands behind his back came out. The responsibility of checking the dungeons deserves punishment, doesn't it? Yes, sir, you're right, sir. Now, to the point, Janice Kim, I called you here to tell you something. We got a perfect score, so I got a proposition for you. Would you like to hear it? A heron among chickens. That's how you describe people who stand out in pillars. He really is an unusual guy. Lucky me to live to meet him, who knew that the snot would turn out to be such that even great recruits would seem like a flock of chickens against her backdrop. The army and the country would lose a lot if he was sent to the regulars. I hear you want to move up in the ranks as soon as possible. But the rules say that privates can't apply for promotion during their first year of service. Who says I can't make an exception? If you agree to join the hunting party in Chevon, I'll use the rank of commander to help you. You won't have to wait a year there. So, what do you think? Maybe I went a little too far with Chervon, but he's hardly that desperate. The promise of a promotion isn't enough. Cherwon, this is Unit 104, the invulnerable unit. The other recruits advised me to stay away from it at all costs. It's terribly cold there, it snows all the time, so there are drifts everywhere. But if that's not enough for you, there's also the constant appearance of monsters out of nowhere, and new dungeons are always opening. Chervon is considered the most extreme location for hunters. That's perfect. In fact, I really don't care where I serve as long as I get a promotion. And if I also make this exception, then it's perfect. On top of that, there's a lot of dungeons in Cherwon, and that's exactly what I need. For my plan, a quick promotion is just necessary. The higher the rank, the more mobility options I have. And even Hedgehog, it is clear that the fastest promotion can be achieved by clearing the dungeons. Okay, then tell me where you're going. Wait, what? I'm ready to go to Chervon. The guys are seeing Kim off. Kim Min-jung, contact me when you get to Chervon, okay? Yeah, sure. You'll forget about me as soon as you get there, I'm sure of it. No, I swear I won't. Suit yourself. I can't believe you're actually going to Chervon. But still, why did you volunteer to serve where everyone else is afraid to go? You just don't get it. I have incredible ambitions in life. You guys have no idea. Like what? Like raising my maximum skill level 100 times. No, I just did the 13th one yesterday, so it's not that hard. You're crazy. Call me. The guys waved to each other. So, the noisiest one left. I'm alone. A big car pulled up to him. Kim Min-jung, a man with black glasses, came up to him. Did you wait long? I couldn't get through because of the snow. Private Kim. No, sir. Snow? Isn't it a little early for snowfall? It's not even winter yet. Let's move out. Get in the back. He's really freaking out. Once we get to the base, it's my soldier life. I don't care about the rigors of training and the constant monster attacks. There's only one thing I care about. The initiation ritual. I don't want to get into a stupid situation like in all those shows. I don't have the patience for that. Okay, I'll just have to hold out. Just one punch in the face of a superior is enough to go to military prison. Kim's riding in the back of a car. Wow, there really is snow everywhere. Ganwon-do, Chorwon, 100th unit of the hunting squad, 2nd battalion. Kim walks down the corridor with a military man in sunglasses. They walk into the room. There's the rookie. Show him where things are. The guys look at Kim with glistening eyes. Rookie, what's your name? Private Kim Min-jung. So you're the super soldier everyone's talking about. The one who blew up the hound with his bare hands. One of the guys grabbed Kim's bag and threw it to the other. Hey, sort out the rookie's stuff. They're looking at me with such a happy look in their eyes, like they got a new toy. So why did you come to us? I heard that at the front it's the easiest to get combat experience and the easiest to get promoted. The guys looked at him in bewilderment. You're crazy. Any sisters? No. And a girl? No, and never had one. 5 buys. Then show us what you're good at. What much? If I show you, maybe they'll leave me alone. I'll show you 1-finger push-ups. Hey, you think that's a big deal? I could do push-ups like that all day long. Don't freak out, Sergeant Cho. Let him do it. Kim got into a perfect upright pose on 1 finger. Upright? You can do upright push-ups. Can anyone else in our battalion do that? Except that jerk. That jerk is the sergeant. A man with red eyes appeared behind Kim. Get out of here. Hey, don't get high. That jerk. A familiar voice. Sergeant Lee Soon-ho. Why are you playing around? You just got here. Ha, they put you on vacation again for torturing kids. How many days this time? What an arrogant jerk. Acting like he can't hear us. 4 days, okay. And stop bothering me, leave me alone. You're so stuffy, we were about to leave ourselves. 4 days is a lot. Serves you right, asshole. They piss me off so much. It's a shame you can't kill them good and proper. Finally gone. Sergeant lies down on the floor, pulls out his phone and looks into it. As you can see, volcanic dungeons, the temperatures reach dangerous levels that can do serious damage to a hunter. Even in such a small place there are members of all different ranks, and there doesn't even seem to be anyone over 30 here. Dong Jin. Private First Class Lee Seon Jin. Instruct the junior in rank. Yes, sir. Is he above me in rank? Hello, my name is Lee Dong Jin. Shall we eat first? I just got permission to go to the soldier's store. What? You even need permission to go to the store? Let's go to the store. Take whatever you want. I'll pay for it. You sure? I got a good appetite. Sure. Point said take your pick. Eat as much as you want. He's a great guy. That'll be 300,000 won. The guy holds out his card with trembling hands. Why do you care so much? Do you have a cold or something? Why can't you go to the store whenever you want? You said something about permission. First class and below can go to the store 3 times a week at most. By the way, only first class and above can go to the gym and computer club. What? You can't go to the computer club? Kim choked on his chips. Well, that's stupid, but there's nothing we can do about it. We'll just have to accept it. You sure there's no way? You have to be at least a corporal to be able to do anything. No, you know, more like Sergeant. But that's not so easy either. Kim thought point tricks and manipulation may not work. That's bad. Isn't there any other way but to be promoted? Our squad even sergeants become. Oh, it's not easy. It's the 2nd time I've failed my exam. I'm a private first class. Does it really suck? No, I'm sure you'll be promoted soon. When I get up there, I'll drag him with me, Kim thought. Thanks for the kind words. Suddenly, a guy came up behind the private. What's going on here? Are you eating snacks without me? Sergeant Kim Van Skik. What are you talking about? Join us. I'll take it. He sat down and started eating chips and drinking Coke. Who's this character? I won't say anything about your talk. But you know, if you turn out to be useless at the firing range tomorrow, consider yourselves as walking corpses. And don't even expect me to cut the rookie any slack. You already know how to shoot, don't you? Oh yeah, I was just about to tell him about the target practice. It's a little different around here, isn't it? You think I'm overstepping my bounds again? You think I'm asking too much of you? Not at all. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Then why are you still in the ranks if you're so smart? Maybe the examiners are fools. And why is he picking on us? I'm running out of patience. Spit out all your food. Kim used a little dark magic. Suddenly the man jumped up. Is something wrong, Sergeant? I ate something wrong. Looking for an expiration date on the label. Nothing much, don't stick around, guys. Sergeant Kim. Sometimes a skill like that can come in handy. Damn, so stomach twisting. The food is not spoiled, I checked, so what's the deal? Private First Class Lee. So what's this about training at the firing range? Oh, right. Have you ever fired a KX-2 and reinforced ammo? Well, our guns are even more powerful. Bullets on a drill are like a riding pony. Ours are like an unridden racehorse already. So it's hard to get used to it. So don't worry if your sergeant chews you up a little bit, it's okay. Riding pony and not riding horse. What a good comparison. And range weapons in Isgard will be elephant or something. It's even a weapon. If it's just a horse, I'll be very glad. I can't wait for tomorrow to come. By the way, what do you think happened to the sergeant? He ran off so abruptly. The next day they went to the firing range. The soldiers are shooting at hound targets. Stop firing, 19 hits and 1 miss. All present were surprised with Kim's shooting. Look, the private made 19 hits. Does he have auto guidance in his eye? He just got lucky. How can you be so lucky? My personal record is 14 and it's above average. Fuck, 19 headshots. And I heard he was a genius. It turns out the rumors weren't lying. 2nd Battalion 2nd Platoon Commander 2nd Lieutenant Kim Min-chul and 2nd Battalion 2nd Platoon Support and Administration Officer 1st Sergeant Ho Tae-seok are watching Kim. So did you do it somehow? I was just following instructions. But there were no instructions. Great job for a first-time private. Keep up the good work. I can't wait to see your shooting during the evening's extra target practice. Extra target practice. Oh, the rookie went to extra target practice. Sergeant First Class Kim Min-jae, sir, isn't it too early for that? Quickly put your helmets on your head and let's go plow, you losers. Wow, Kim, you're a talent. It's a pity not all of them. You'd have been given some time off then, I guess. Thank you. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I just didn't expect you to do so well. Usually newcomers are not allowed to do extra training until they are used to using our regular weapons. They will explain it to you anyway, but let me give you the details. During extra training, 2 squads go through an obstacle course on their way to the finish line. 1 hit on civilians and you automatically get a fail point. But don't worry, as I said, the monsters there aren't particularly dangerous. An obstacle course. Living monsters. That sounds like a lot of fun. 19 hits. I can't believe you're a born soldier. But 13 is also good. But I'm experienced, so I'm not really that good at it. But Sergeant Lee Soon-ho is a real AC. He averages 17 hits and is considered the best marksman in the squad. He averages 10 hits, so he is good. But I think I'm better now. Kim, I have no doubt you'll do great with the extra training in. I thought you said there were gonna be 2-person groups at practice. You want to join me? Oh, people are assigned to groups by senior rank, so I can't promise anything. Word is it's literally a lottery. Practice starts in 5 minutes, and they're lined up in a Sharinga. I got into the same squad as a rookie. I feel like the difference in skills will be drastic. The guy that Kim sent to the bathroom in the mess hall before got on the same team as Kim. Still, a rank and file is like the stars. Sergeant Kim Van Schick. That bastard's on my team. He doesn't seem to get it yet and keeps trying to get at me. The average lane time is 3 minutes. Maybe the new guy will stand out. Try to make it. If you don't make it in 3 minutes, you'll be in trouble. Why don't you say something? Are you done? 19 hits are gone. Come on, sir, I'll do my best. I don't care if you're trying. I want results. If you slow down, I'm gonna kick your ass. Look, there's the team in front of us. Watching them do it. The man with the glasses yelled loudly, "Report ready. The first squad is ready. The second squad is ready. Let's go." At the beginning of the training, the 2 men descend together into the underground training complex. Here the soldiers are supposed to destroy monsters, while at the same time protecting civilians, or rather the models that signify them. However, in reality, the training has become more of a competition among soldiers. The best will be the one who will clear the strip as quickly and accurately as possible, and eventually the first to press the red button at the finish line. The soldiers look at the map. The icons of the monsters are different sizes. It's just that they are all different in point strength. The more dangerous, the bigger the icon. Better you know about it in advance, right? There are 2 monsters in each lane, and appear their random opponents, so we don't know what to expect yet. A big toad appeared in the way of one of the soldiers. It shot at him with its tongue, but he dodged it. The first team moves faster point. Although he had less luck with the monsters, the opponents still have a chance to catch up with them. Soldier shoots at the rat. It will be easy. Quickly jump over the next monster. But in front of him he saw a huge worm. Meanwhile, in the other team, soldier came across 2 paddling toads in a row. 2 paddling toads in a row. That's not fair. Geez, he's definitely done. The soldier saw the red button and ran up to it. And there was a sound. 2 minutes and 24 seconds, not bad. There's a desert worm at the end of line 2. The one you can't take down. What took you so long? And how are you going to defend the motherland with such a retard? Shit, I just had bad luck. Justify yourself, justify yourself. In fact, I'm just better. You also lost me a bag of goodies from the store. Not only did you come in late, but you shot a civilian too. Oh, come on, now. Alright, just don't get anything too expensive. We didn't agree on that. They even made a food bet. A bet? Kim went over to his teammate. Why don't we wager on something too? Huh? Am I hearing things? Negative, sir. I propose a wager on a wish. May the strongest one win. Hey, senior gets a couple of compliments and that's it. Tough guy. Alright, come on, if that's the way you want it, who am I to say no to Private Kim himself? The thing is, I don't have a wish that a regular rank and file could do. You'd have to give me your whole salary for the next 3 months at least. Okay, he needs money. Well, considering he's the easiest guy in the world, that's not surprising. It's a deal. If I lose, I'll give you 3 months' pay. You're so serious. Next group to go. Soldiers, are you ready? Any problems or questions? No, sir. All right, let's go. The elevator's going down. I fell for his cheap provocation. I didn't want to get in the way in the first place. I know I shouldn't have done it, but I just don't have the maturity for it. I don't respond to taunts. Let's go. Come on, Sergeant, or let's make a bet. What's the point? An enlisted man has no chance of winning. He can't even kill 1 monster. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the sergeant has to save him. Suddenly everything is stirring. What's going on? This earthquake? It seems not. And what is this? Why is the earth precious? Is it the monster? A huge monster with horns and one eye appeared in front of Kim and was devouring a rat. What are you eating? Are you eating a monster? The monster screamed and grabbed the corpse of the rat and threw it at Kim with all its might. Kim jumped back. Is chicken on the menu for dinner tonight? I wish I could finish up soon and go eat. If I hit that layout I'll be disqualified. So rash firing in all directions will cause problems. Monster puts his fist over his head. And by the way, why are you yelling so frantically? Kim concentrated the dark energy in his fist. Their fists slammed into each other, then part of the monster's arm was ripped off. Great, now you're not so loud. Now you're going to have these all over your body. But what if a blade came out of his severed arm? What's going on? There's a new recruit in there right now. Isn't that a glitch? The second monster on line 2. Isn't that a one-eyed demon? Or a devouring demon, as it were. This monster absorbs energy and then its regeneration and attack power increases dramatically. But here's the weird part, he never attacks first if his life is in danger. Even when he leaves the quarantine zone and hunts other monsters, then he runs away. What's got him so riled up? During this reflection, Kim and the one-eyed monster keep fighting. Wow, what an active guy. You sure are easy to catch, but it's still target practice. Kim shoots him in the head with his rifle. The monster's eyes are smoking. Is his eye so slow to set? I have to finish him off at once and be done with it. But suddenly the monster swings around and his blade is very close to Kim's head. Come look at him, so the mark is attacking. Can he still see? Or can he hear well? How? Kim kicked his back out and dodged. The monster hit him with his hand and the ground cracked. But Kim stopped his blow with one hand. Strange, can you use such a rabid monster for training? You can't see anything, but you've already recognized my location twice. Can you really feel my dark magic? The instructor in glasses came down in the elevator, a huge machine gun in his hands. It's a failure. Why did it have to happen to the newborn? It's all my fault. The one-eyed energy-absorbing demon is a monster that an ordinary private can't defeat with a personal firearm. Just don't die, Kim Min-jun. Hold on a little longer. Meanwhile, Kim's opponent continues to run. Well done, 2 minutes and 30 seconds. With that time, the private is no match for me. Just as I thought, it's too easy to win. What am I going to do with this money? As soon as I go on vacation, right away. Before he could finish, he saw Kim standing there looking at the button. Why are you already here? Kim looked at him and smiled sneeringly, then pressed the button. His opponent was shocked. Meanwhile, the instructor in glasses ran up to the one-eyed monster. The monster was defeated. How did it have to be shot to do that? Kim and his opponent stood back up. Everyone watching the match clapped for him. No one has ever finished their first extra practice in 2 minutes. And the car. And I already thought that was it. You're done. Kim, are you okay? You're really not hurt. Private First Class Lee. I'm fine. I'm not hurt. Thank God. How did you defeat the one-eyed demon? I just followed the instructions. What? By the way, didn't you bet on the time? The recruit won. Kim's opponent came up behind the guy and kicked him in the head. Are you sick of living? The win was unfair, so obviously the bet is annulled. Annulled. Originally there was only one condition, I must not come later than the recruit. But in training everyone must kill 2 monsters and only then go to the finish line. As required by the rules, I killed 2 monsters and the recruit. He only killed 1 monster. See, that's not fair. I would have come much sooner too if I had only killed 1 monster. Lee, you tell me, is this a fair contest? The guy hesitates. Speak now, if you don't want to die. He's so nasty. Even though it was an unusual incident, I feel disgusted by the fact that I made a winning punch with my fist at shooting practice. So I wanted to just put this argument to rest, but it turned out differently. Sergeant Kim starts pushing Lee. Kim thought, why are you settling an argument with Private First Class Lee and not with me? A sound was heard from behind. Aren't you ashamed? The recruit was in serious danger. Everyone turned towards the speaker. Normally the one-eyed demon is pretty harmless, but when it mutates, its danger increases several times over. It's much easier to kill 2 monsters than to deal with it. Isn't that obvious? The speaker was Sergeant Lee. You don't brag about your rank through your successors, do you? It's you who brags about your rank. Yeah, I get it. Let's not discuss it in front of inferiors. It's just a joke. A joke. You're joking because you're at a disadvantage. As always. By the way, having a high rank is convenient, Sergeant Kim. Especially when you see the person who used to run the place so obediently obey you. Did that happen? Sergeant Kim's face flushed red with anger. What? Say what you want. Ha ha, no, nothing. Right, Kim Kwang-shik? That's the way it should be. So you're saying that Sergeant Lee Seung-ho was promoted to second class? Yes, he distinguished himself in the exam and was promoted to second class. However, that system doesn't exist anymore. It's said that it was because a junior sergeant who had earned his promotion got into trouble in the dungeon. Sergeant Lee Seung-ho almost died too, so there's no way to get a special promotion anymore. Of course there is. You have to save civilians in an emergency, or achieve results in subduing monsters larger than the standard size, but really, it's all subjective. Anyway, just think that there are no rules like that. There are almost no hunters who have been promoted because of that. I see. Subjective. I.e., at the discretion of the warlord. No matter how much I do not want a promotion, I cannot live in an emergency situation for civilians. Said that the server Korean army practically every day come to the front lines. However, it's very quiet here. I've had enough of living as a simple private for 2 days now. I want to start developing. Kim, you're doing well enough. It won't take long to get promoted. You hear me? Ah, that thing that looks like a gate won't open. This is control. Emergency. Emergency. Confirmed sighting of several midgets near the oil depot. All hunters, gather at the oil depot now and set up shields. Repeat again, emergency. Kim, hurry up. Is it true? They're monster bats the size of a child. They live in swarms. They're not particularly dangerous, but they're extremely agile. Their specialty is spitting fireballs. The arrival of these bats at the oil depot meant an emergency situation in which the entire internet could be destroyed. How many of them are there? How dare these things get in here? One of the soldiers pointed a rifle at a bat. Are you nuts? Don't you know it's forbidden to shoot near the oil depot? What do we do if the aggros come here? What do we do now? Just stand there and watch them. We'll keep an eye on the situation. They haven't come to the oil depot yet. We're keeping an eye on everything. They'll be here soon to put up protective shields. What do we do if those things set fire to the oil depot before the shields are up? If that happens, I can't imagine. What do we do? I don't know. Why did they come here in the first place? I'll distract them. Kim showed up behind the soldiers. Why? Aren't you a recruit from the second company? Hey dude, what are you gonna do without equipment? Get out of here now. Equipment? That'll get me promoted. In this situation, I can get the rank of private by single-handedly handling an emergency situation that could affect the whole squad. Experience is a bonus, so I can't hold myself back. How is that possible? Kim's fists glowed. Birds swirled around him. As I expected, they too are reacting to my demonic power. You're all mine now. Meanwhile, the soldiers are hauling ammunition chests. Move your feet. Careful not to damage the equipment. What is it? What's the matter? Over there. What's over there? What are you doing there? Don't lose your mind and set up your shields faster. Sergeant Lee Seung-ho, Private Kim Min-jun is over there now. What? Hey, you bastards. The private is dealing with aggro, and you're just standing there. The sergeant's angry. Sorry. Meanwhile, Kim ripped another bat. It takes a long time to break them one by one. Anything better? Hey, Kim, you crazy asshole. Now get down and get back. What are you doing out there without your vest? The sergeant was running towards Kim. That's crazy. They're all mine. Just try to lay a finger on them. But Kim saw something that looked like a baton in the sergeant's hands. Well, this is gonna be fun. Kim used black magic to send the sergeant back. The sergeant got a stomachache. Damn it, why the stomach now? Sarge, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? I'm fine. Are you? May I use this? No, you can't. Hurry back. Don't worry about me. I'll take care of it. Kim took the baton. Wow, that's not bad. Is that an electric fly swatter? Let's check it out. Kim ran and killed several bats in a flash. Sergeant Lee watched him in amazement. This guy is suppressing countless middle bats. But suddenly to everyone, one of the bats rose above the oil depot and prepared to shoot fire. Sergeant Lee shouted, "Shoot! Shoot on my responsibility." But the soldiers did not have time to shoot. Behind this or the bat was already Kim. Hey bat, didn't they teach you not to mess with fire? He hit it with all his might and killed it. When did he get that far? I don't know. How many meters did he run? Shield activated. Get the cables out. What about the middle bats? How much longer are you going to deal with the corpses? The military is collecting the bat corpses. Lee Seung-ho, how are you? Yeah, good job. Where did those things come from? They didn't show up on the radar. Hey, do you smell rat droppings? Who did this? How many are there? 30 of them. What was the duty commander so busy doing that he didn't even bother to show up? The strategist officer was General Sung-jun Shik. The battalion commander will be here soon. Got it. Even if he's not specialized in warfare, how can he only show up after the situation is resolved without providing any help? He must have been looking at the monster radar in the control room. Anyway, by the way, is it electricity? I'll report to the battalion captain. It wasn't me. What? Who's the question mark then? Was there anyone else in the squad who could wield an electric rod as well as you? With an electric rod, he took them all out single-handedly. So report it. What? Are you kidding me? You're saying all those ripped-up midgets were defeated by one man? All the executives are out of work, so who else but you could have done it? Hello! I've come to return the electric rod you lent me. I approached two high-ranking military men with a broken piece of bat. Did it cost a lot?